Okay, good morning. My name is Jeff Hoja. I'm a regional territory manager for Fullerton. I cover Ohio and the states surrounding Ohio, 7 states, including upstate New York, and I also cover Ontario. I also have with me Dave Brown from Brown and Company. He's one of the reps that covers 4 states for Fullerton, and he's going to help us today as we navigate the website. So what we're trying to accomplish today is to give you some feedback on how you log in, create an account, and go over the different areas on checking inventory, getting special quotes, and using the resources that we have available from our website, especially during this time where you want to get more information to your customers, or if you're an end user, you want to be able to check stock right away without waiting for somebody from customer service that's going to possibly have to look something up or work on this quote for you. So some of this you can get done immediately, so we want to go over this through our website navigation. So the first area that we'll go over is up here in the right-hand corner where it says login. So you're going to want to click on that. And if you go over here where it says create account, it's going to call up this screen. So you're going to type in your email, your first name, last name, company, and then we're going to ask you, are you an end user, a representative, a distributor, Fullerton employee, or part of the educational vocational system? So click on whatever you are. So if you're an end user, you click on that. Put in your password, confirm that password. You can accept our policy, privacy, and terms of service. You can click on either one of these to view them. Sign up for our Fullerton email. You'll click create account. At that point, you're going to get an email sent to you to verify your login. It's very quick and takes you less than a minute to fill out the verification part. You'll hit submit and you immediately will get a login. So then you'll come back to this screen. You'll put in your credentials over here, click sign in, and then you're ready to go. So the first area we're going to go over is begin searching. This is an area you can do search a couple different ways. So you can put in direct EDP numbers. So let's say you have 3 EDP numbers that you're going to be looking for tools for. All different tools, but you want to see what we have available. You click the search button after entering those in there. All 3 that we are searching are now here. So our first one is a 1/2-inch diameter 4-flute, 1-inch cut length, 3200 series general purpose end mill. The next one has a description here. It shows you what your price is, what the list price is, and what the discount is. So if you want to take this information, you can forward it to your distributor and they can give you what your discount is. The next one is our Fury end mill. It's our high performance end mill. Again, shows you all your information, what we have in stock in Michigan, what we have in stock in California. And if you're a distributor, you can also buy this and add it to your cart because we do have online purchasing. The other thing that we added to this page, so if we had 0 stock here in either location, or if we had nothing in Michigan and you wanted it quick, we have a little tab here that says substitutes. So you can click on that. This will immediately call up what we recommend as substitutes. It's the same type of tool. It's a general purpose, 1/2-inch diameter 4-flute, 1-inch cut length. The only difference is it has different coatings. All of these are Fullerton coatings that we have and do in-house. And it also shows you the price difference. So if you're looking for something that's the closest in price, you can see that it would be the tin coated one. Again, we have that in stock. You can order right from here, or you can call your distributor and say, this is what I need. So if you come down here where there aren't any substitutions, you have to call, or we have a feature down here in the bottom called Chat with Us. So you could come over here and you could put in, I'm looking for EDP 32029. Could you tell me what the delivery on that would be? And somebody from customer service would be happy to give you that answer without you ever making another phone call. Same thing on this Fury. We do not have a direct substitute. So you'd have to go in and you could start looking at other options. And I'll show you how to do that too. So that's checking stock based on EDP number. Next way is an end mill. Click on end mill. So we were looking at a 1/2 inch diameter that we didn't have a substitute for the Fury. So what we looked for is we were looking for a 1 inch flute length, which is down here. But if I don't want a 1 inch, maybe I could use a 1.5 inch. So Fury is a 4 flute. So you can come down here and you can see we have some extra flute lengths and other tools to go with that. If you wanted to stay with the 1 inch, you could just put in 1 inch, leave it with the 4 flutes, and you can see these are our options that are available: radius tools or square end. So there are options of searching that way. So as a customer service person or anybody looking for a specific tool for a job, here's where you start. Put in your cut diameter 1/2 inch. You can put in your flute length. And the next area I recommend that you do is you turn on in stock only. This will show you everything that we have in inventory today that won't show any out of stock tooling. And then you're going to want to click on material. So let's say you're looking for something to do stainless steel. We also have it so where you can choose your operation. Are you plunging, pocketing, finishing, roughing, slotting? Let's say slotting. So we're going to show 2 tools that are available for that. We're going to show a 4 flute and a 5 flute. But I want to go with a 4 flute. Now we can dig down even farther because you can see it still shows quite a bit there. You can dig down farther and say I want to do a corner radius and I want to do a 20 thousandths corner radius. This will take you to the exact tool. 1/2 inch diameter, 1 inch flute length, overall length is 3, corner radius 20 thousandths, gives you an EDP number. If you click on that, it's going to show you what the list price is. It's going to show you what we have in stock in Michigan, what we have in stock in California. It'll give you the technical information that goes along with that tool. And if you want to get speeds and feeds, you click on this download speed and feed button. It'll immediately take you to our speed and feed charts, which you can see is both in imperial and in metric, depending on how you're programming. You can come down here. You were looking for stainless steel, slotting, 325 surface feet, 1/2 inch tool with a 1.5 thou feed per tooth. So if you'd like to download that, you come up here, it says download. You can click on that, it'll download it. If you're a distributor and you want to send this to your customer, you can screenshot this or you can download it and email it to the customer, whatever works best for you. There are ranges that are attached to all these. We don't put them in our catalog because we want to give you what we feel is the best option to get the best tool life right out of the gate. So that's why it's direct. So then to get out of this, if you want to search for a separate tool, you come over here and you click clear search. Everything's done. Let's say you want to look for a drill. Click on drill. Again, you're going to start at the cutting diameter. Here I would recommend you just skip right over to material, put in stainless steel. You don't even have to put a cut length if you don't want. You can come down here. We're going to recommend 1 drill. It's our Dominator drill. There's 2 flute lengths, 2 inch, 2.5 inch. One is coolant fed, one is not, based on the length to diameter ratio. Again, you can click on this. It's going to show you a list price. You need to contact your local distributor if you want to get what your actual pricing is. What we have in stock in Michigan, what we have in stock in California, and then to download the speeds and feeds. This chart looks just a little bit different. We show both imperial and metric on one sheet. You'll want to come to your diameter that you picked, 3/8. Move down to stainless steel. Here we put the direct RPM, 1019, the direct inches per minute, and then the surface footage and inches per rev are shown. depending on how you're going to be programming that. So everything that we have available in our tooling portfolio is available doing the same type of search. Key seat cutters, you start with the diameters, and then what you'll do is it'll come down here. You can spec it out for your face width. If you're not sure, you can go right to 1/8, whatever you think you might need. And then you can click on EDP. Everything is shown here, just like I showed you with everything else. Speeds and feeds are also available. So our whole tooling portfolio is available right from this area to check stock and to get speed and feed information. So you can take care of it like in a one-stop shopping here. So that's everything on checking standard tooling. I'm going to pass this over to Dave, and he's going to go over some of our specials.
Thanks, Jeff. So far, we've talked about finding standard tools, but if you're an end user or a buyer of one of our standards, sometimes you may just want a different corner radius put on, something we don't show in stock, or something specific to your part print, or maybe you just want a proper weld and flat put on. One of the great things about this website are the different ways you can quote modified standard tools, as well as complete special tools on your own, right from your desktop, smartphone, or tablet. Whether you're an end user or a buyer of our tools, the one thing you want to be able to do is get your answers quickly. So let's see how to do that. First thing we're going to do is do an altered Endmill quote. So let's say you're using and love our Fury, our 35187. That's just a square end Fury, but it's working well, but you need a different radius. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put in the quantities to quote. We'll do 5, 10, and 20 pieces. And then we go down, we're going to put in your unusual radius. You want a radius. And it's going to be, say, 28 thousandths, 0.028. That's what your print calls out. And the other thing you want is us to grind a proper weld and flat on it. So drop down to weld and flat. And there you have just a modified end mill. You hit price tool alteration. And within a second, you've got your list price and your delivery, depending on quantity, right on your phone. There's a special part number that's been generated for that tool. And you can email that quote to yourself or contact your authorized Fullerton distributor to get your actual pricing on it with your discount. So very simple. That's just a modified standard tool. How about you're using one of our tools, but your print calls out that you need to get close to a wall, or you need a little bit extra length? We're going to show you now how to do a completely special end mill. So we drop down to special end mill quote. In this case, we start out with quantity. So we're going to put in, again, 5, 10, and 20 pieces. You know the Fury works well in your standard application, so we're going to pick the Fury design. And then all you do from here is just build it out. So we're going to do an end cut of a radius. It's going to be a 15 thousandths radius, 0.015. You pick your diameter, 1/2 inch. You want a real short flute length, 0.50 flute length. Now you're going to get a drop-down box that shows blank sizes. We know we got to reach down pretty far into this part, so we're going to do the longest blank available, 1/2 by 6. And then we just drop down one more box, which is all the add-ons. We're going to pick the Fury coating, which is FC20. And then what we're going to do is we need, because we're going up against the wall, we don't want this tool to rub. So we want the neck diameter to be 0.480, 10 thousandths smaller than the tool diameter. And we want to be able to reach 2 inches. Now all you do is go down, you hit get pricing, and again, in 1 second virtually, you've got a list price, you've got a delivery, and you've got a part number for a completely special tool. Now hit generate quote, and this will actually go into your into your email. If you look at the top of this, you've actually done a print on a special tool. You show a 1/2 inch diameter. You show the small corner radius up there of 15 thousandths. You've got the short flute length called out of 1/2 inch. You can see your neck and your reach called out at 480 thousandths by 2 inch. And you've got the overall length on the top there, as well as all of our tolerances, all sitting there on your smartphone, on your tablet, on your desktop with a print. If you go to your email and click on the attachment, what you have is a completed quote with a print. You've got, if you're a distributor, I would recommend sending this to your end user to have them sign off on it to make sure, hey, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And as you scroll down, you see everything you put in. Now you've got a good part number there with a good revision. And it gives you how long the quote is good for. So again, without ever calling customer service, emailing customer service, you've done a complete special tool in seconds right by yourself. So one other thing, if we could just go back to that 1 second, Jeff, I just want to make sure if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, we don't, just on the altered end mills or stand special, yeah, we do call out a spot where it says media hone, media polish. We recommend not doing anything with that, letting the engineering determine that. Every performance tool we do, we put a media hone on. So if it's something specific, if it's a specific material you're doing, we have a comments box you can fill in that you're doing a specific material. This will go to one of our engineers and they'll pick out the media hone or media polish. So thanks.
Thanks, Dave. So that's how to do a search for our tools by EDP number, a search by tool type, and then you were also able to look at quoting on the specials and altered end mills. So say you're looking for something for a drill. We don't have that available through our fast quote system, but you can click where it says drill, click start quote, and you can come over here, fill out your information, your contact information, a distributor that you're going to want us to send the quote through, and then you come down here and everything attached to this drill is labeled by letters on what we're looking for size-wise. You can fill it out, quantity you want, go step by step, A, B, C, D, E, F. If you want anything modified over standard tolerances, you could put here, let's say you're looking for a drill diameter of plus 1/1000 minus nothing. Call that out because on our Dominator, our tolerance is plus nothing minus 5/10. So you're going to want to call something different out if that's what you want. Put it in here for modified tolerances. We also have it if you want to do a step drill. You fill out this information. We can do that. You're going to want to come down and put whatever coating you want on here. And I will also put on there, show you today how you can get coating suggestions, or you can just push suggest coating and we'll suggest a coating for you. Come down to drill options, number of flutes. Do you want it a single or a double margin? If you want a specific helix angle, the direction of cut, material you're machining, do you want it coolant through or not? If you want a Fullerton series specific, you can pick what specific series you'd like. If you have a competitor series that you'd like us to try and make a similar tool to, you can just put that series number in here. Type of holder. It's critical if you're going to use a shrink fit or hydraulic where it's going to have an H6 shank, so you're going to want to pick this area, what you're going to hold it in. The type of hole, cord, blind hole. This will help us with the end geometry to give you a better tool if you pick it out. The type of machine you're running on, and the shank treatment is just whether it's a tang or a straight. You can put your comments in right here. If you have a blueprint, you can attach the blueprint by choosing the area that says choose file. It'll take you to your hard drive and you can pick a file to choose to that. And then pick submit form. This will go to our quotes department, who will then send it to engineering to get the tools specified for them, and they'll immediately get you a quote within 24 hours. So that's how to do the drill. If you look at any of our other areas, it's all very similar. Key seat cutters. Again, you start the quote, fill out the contact information at the top, and everything on here has a letter associated with what you're going to want. Diameters, lengths, everything has a letter associated with tolerances. Straight or staggered tooth, right or left hand. Again, you can put in competitor, Fullerton, can attach or print, submit it, and it goes back to our quote department. So everything's very simple to be able to do right from our website to get a special quote. We'll get a quote to you within 24 hours. So that's how to do all of our tools. Searching for standard tools, searching for a tool you're not sure of, quote specials, and then the fast quote system and our normal quote system, all from the website. So the next area that we go over here is our products. So you look at this, this is to get more specific information on a certain product line. So if you go over here, you click on Endmills, you can either pick general purpose, high performance, or all Endmills. So let's say high performance. Now it's going to give you a list of all our high performance tooling. So let's say you heard a lot about the Fury Vicar, you don't know what it is. You can click on that. It's going to show you. It's one of our high performance end mills with chip breakers. It gives you all our information on that tool. You can search the tool, which we just did on the search features. You can come down here, it'll show you some more pictures of what the tool looks like. And it gives you direct information of what it is. High performance end mill with chip breakers, why the chip breakers are on there, how it performs, and what materials. You can look at resources. This will tell you all the catalogs or brochures that that tool is located in. You can click on any one of these to get information on it. So everything available in our product line is done the same way. General purpose drills, you can look on here for a notched cam point, gives you that information. If you're looking for something for aluminum, you can go under high performance, and our Alumidrill gives you all the information. Information on that drill, specific information down here, and the resources attached to it. So everything's available for you to look at under the product, everything that we have. Key seat cutters are the same way, general purpose. So that's what the product category is for. Then we move over to resources. So you have downloads, the very first one. So this area, if you look individually, there's a lot of information here. And there's a lot for you to go through and try and find specifics. So to make it easy, our web developer came in here and put a filter by. So you can come over, and if you want to filter by end mills and you know a specific series name, let's say our new tie mill, you can now filter it by tie mill. So you can see as I started filtering, these started reducing. So end mills. So it took out where there were drills. Tie mill. It's new to us, so it's only in our technical guide, our high performance end mills, and the tie mill flyer. So you can get down and weed down into the areas that you're looking for without having to look at specific long lists of catalogs to try and find what you're looking for. So here's speeds and feeds for the Alumidrill, where it's located. So all of these are available for our whole product lines on how to figure it out. The other area I want to talk about is our technical guide. So this technical guide is new, came out in print in February of this year. This is about the size of a tablet. It has our coating recommendations for the steels. What's the best coating, primary, secondary? Then it goes into our specific tools. So our Alumamill G3 is the first thing. So you'll see the same informational that I showed you under the product category, information on that tool, some frequently asked questions that we've received over that tool. For example, can you ramp with it? Yep. 3° is recommended. Then it goes into the speeds and feeds of where that tool would be used and the operations that you can use that tool for, what it's designed for. If it has a check mark, it can be used to do it. Some information on high efficiency machining. So all of our high performance tools are in this catalog and some of our general purpose. It's a multi-page catalog. You can get this either by downloading it from the website, or you can request copies from your distributor or from us directly and we'll send them to you. So that's our speed and feed calculator, our technical guide, what you're going to be looking for in the download section. When you go back in here, there's other areas that we do not have part of the filter. So I'm going to let Dave go over some of these areas.
So if you're an authorized distributor for Fullerton tool and you want to provide a test tool for one of your end users, we require a form filled out, and you'll find that form here in the download section, very bottom, second from the left, test tool request form. It's a very simple form, about 12 questions. That needs to be completely filled out and emailed in along with your guaranteed purchase order, guaranteed test purchase order to Fullerton. That's the only way we'll be able to release test tools. Then after you run the test, the other important piece of data here, other important piece of information is the test tool data sheet. That's on the second column there, or the second from the bottom, I should say, test tool data sheet. One of these is sent with every test tool order to the end user. 99% of the time, it just gets thrown out. And if for some strange reason the test fails and you want to get credit back, it's imperative this test tool data sheet gets filled out completely. It's the only way we can issue credit back. So if it gets thrown out and you're looking for another one, you go to our download section of the website, print off the test tool data sheet and fill it out completely, send it into Fullerton, and you will be able to get credit for a test that didn't work out. So those two are important as a distributor.
Thanks, Dave. So the other areas that are on here that are not part of the filter in this miscellaneous is our smart numbering system, how we come up with special part numbers, our product development request form. If there's something that you want our product development team to look at, you can fill this request form out and enter it through your representative or your distributor, and we'll get a taken look at it. Our sales territories, who our direct support for your territory is, who our independent manufacturer rep is for your territory. So there's some small little things down here under miscellaneous that are not part of the filter in the download area. So that's our download area. The next area is our speeds and feeds, which I went over with you already. The tool search we already did. So we have a speed and feed calculator. So this is available as long as you have a login. This calculator is for high efficiency machining. So we have some images up here, some descriptions of slot milling rules, what trochoidal milling rules are, what it's used for, peel milling, and the teeth, how milling is similar to sawing, what's engaged in the cut, some information on depth of cuts and such. The important part here is this unit of measurement area for milling specifications. So you look at, when you start looking at high efficiency machining, we know that anything less than 50%, so 49% and less, there's chip thinning that occurs in milling. Anything more than 50%, it's just 1-to-1. So if you're looking for a 3/1000 chip load, 3/1000 what you're going to get if it's 50% or more of the end mill. But less than that, you're going to get chip thinning. So to do that, you need a calculator to figure out how fast you should run so you get the proper tool life on the tool. So let's start with a 3/4 inch diameter. Let's use a 7 flute tool. So our axial depth of cut is parallel to the tool, right here, up and down. Let's say we want to go 2 inches. Our radial depth of cut is perpendicular to the tool. So when you're doing high efficiency machining, most of our tools are 20% or less to do the best performance out of that tool. So on 7 flute, I would say 10% is probably going to be your best bet. So it's going to be 75 thousandths radial depth of cut. You want to put in your recommended surface footage. You can get that from our speed and feed chart. So let's say we're just doing some standard 4340, 500 surface foot. And then you have your maximum speed of the machine. It's important that you put this in here because if the chart comes out and says you should be running 12,000 and the max RPM of your machine is 10, it's going to give you feed rate for 12,000 and you could crash the machine. So put in your maximum speed, the entry angle you're going to program in at, and the feed per tooth that you want to obtain. So let's say 3 thou off our speed and feed chart. You hit calculate. Comes down here in the speed and feed rates. It's going to give you your direct RPM, 2,546. Normally, if we were doing this in a slotting operation or 50% or more, you would run it at 53 inches a minute. But if we run this at 53 because we're only taking a 10% radial depth of cut, you're only going to get a 1 thou and 8/10 actual chip thickness, and you wanted 3. So the problem with that is you're going to have premature tool failure. So we want to move away from that. The way to do that is in the calculation, we actually have to program it in at 5 thou feed per tooth to get the actual 3 thou because of the 10 thou 10% step over. So your actual feed rate is going to be 89.1 inches a minute. So this is a very accurate chart. You can use this for when you're programming, and it'll get you the right speeds and feeds and gives you the optimal performance of our tooling. Again, that's available as long as you have a login. The next area I talked earlier about coding search. So let's say you're doing that drilling, you're going to make a special step drill, but you're going to be doing it in high temp alloys. Let's say an Inconel. You're unsure of what you want to call out, but you want to call out something. You fill this drop down boxes. It'll tell you our FC14 will be your primary coating. A secondary coating would be FC18. So you have 2 choices that you could use with the descriptions on what that's going to be used for. So you can see this is applicable for all steels, alloys, super alloys, cast iron, and aluminum. The FC18 is excellent high-speed machining applications. So you can make your determination based on the information you have here. We do have this available for milling and drilling. Move over, see in milling, it's available in our FC20 or FC18. You can see on FC20 it does not put cast iron in there. This coating will not run in cast iron. So it gives you those options if you want to spec out coating for a special tool, or if you have a bunch of uncoated tools you want to send to Fullerton for coating, we can tell you what is the best coating for your application. So that's our coating search. Come back to this page as always, just back to fullertontool.com. Our regrind services, Fullerton does offer regrind services. Today, if you send a Fullerton tool back to Fullerton, if it's been manufactured on a Walter, it goes back on a Walter for regrind. It goes through our whole coating and honing operations, and then through quality assurance. So when you get that tool, it's like getting a brand new tool, just a different diameter. We don't change anything on how we do it. We put it through the same processes. We're very controlled on our quality, so we are able to do your regrind services. Just-in-time services, when you click on that, that's going to take you over to what we offer for just-in-time services for these different tools. So Endmills, any decimal size end mill in 48 hours, also including corner radius and balls, 2 flute, 3 flute, 4 flute, 48 hours uncoated, any decimal size, and we make those from scratch. So if you're looking for a 488, we do not take a 500. and grind it down. We make it from scratch. Additionally, in 48 hours, we can add corner radius, chamfer, or chip breaker. Again, that's 48 hours uncoated. So you just click on Start Quote, and you can go to our altered end mill, just like David showed you earlier, and put in this, and you'll get that quote right from this website. Reamers, straight flute, right hand, or left hand spiral are available, any decimal size, in 24 hours. Again, you can do it down here, downloading our price range, our price guide, and the ranges available for these, either the 1410 or the 1450 series. You can see the end type that's available. Key seat cutters, 24 hours. You can download the range and the pricing. We can do any thickness change in 24 hours. Now, if you're looking to add radiuses, corner radius, or chamfers, or steps into this, that takes a different process, and you have to fill out the special tool request for that. But if you're just looking for a thickness change, 24 hours, and we can ship those out. And it's the same with our saws. So we have two series of saws, our 2450 just in time, or our 2455 just in time service, and this is for our non-ferrous. So you can see the difference: medium pitch, coarse pitch, deeper chip gullets. This is made for the aluminums and non-ferrous material. So that's available through this. Again, if you want corner radiuses or something on a saw, you have to do it through our quote program, not through this. But if you need something, just a thickness change from a 1/4 inch to 6 inch, we can do that in 24 hours. The video library. Today, this is a library of all the videos that we've created over the last couple years of our facility, our S-drill when we introduced it, some of our testimonials from end users, what the core values of our company is, our people, history of Fullerton. What this area is going to be is we bought a new Makino last year. As we're developing new tools and running tests, we have a camera attached to it now. We'll be taking videos, and we'll be adding this to the area, so you'll be able to see some of the tools run. Today, it's the information I showed you. Education and training. We have our edge preps, coatings, carbide grades. Gives you a little information of each of these areas. As we do more presentations, we're going to be attaching them to this area for you for education and training. That's pretty much the resource center. Quotes we went over. The last area we have is if you're a distributor and you're looking for information on your orders or your shipments, you can click here, put in your purchase order, and it'll show you that purchase order, what you have open. If it's a shipment, you can come in here, put your table over here, put in your purchase order, and it'll show you tracking numbers and information for your customer. That's everything that we offer from Fullerton on our website. If there's ever any questions, please contact your local Fullerton direct person or your manufacturer's rep, and we'll be happy to help you. Again, don't forget we have the search feature on the chat with us. So if you're unsure of something and you need to ask a question and you're on the website, feel free to use the chat feature. We'll be happy to help you. On behalf of Dave and myself, I'd like to thank you for sitting and listening to this. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to talk to us at any time. Have a great day. Thank you.